What's up guys, it's me, Jan here, back again with another video, and yeah, this time we will be talking about NGP 6, aka a new physics mod for Rigid Buns Rally, meaning that it will take another step towards being the ultimate rally sim of all time, in my opinion. Uh, yeah, it provides plenty of upgrades compared to the current NGP 5, but at the moment of filming this video, it's only in an offline test mode. I'll link the GVRC thread where are instructions on how to install the NGP6 as it is now, but yeah, it's not used for tournaments or anything yet. But yeah, you guys get to test it and get yourself familiar with it and all that stuff, and that's truly amazing. And Worker B has also done a convenient shifting tool, so you don't have to really work that much when you want to switch between NGP6 and NGP5. And yeah, there's plenty of new stuff in the NGP6. There's, for example, the tire temps, tire pressures make a bit more of a difference. Also, brake temps matter more, and also apparently engine temps. And the tires and surfaces have been slightly redone as well, apparently to the better. I don't think that Worker B would release shit. Uh, what else? Yeah, rear brakes are still functional even if the brake circuit is damaged. I mean, there must have been some issues with it earlier. And the biggest thing so far, in my opinion, in NGP6 is a telemetry recorder. There hasn't been a proper telemetry recording in Rigid Burns Rally earlier, and now there is. And yeah, this is a really great step towards being the ultimate rally sim, in my opinion. I mean, I haven't heard of any rally simulator that would put an emphasis on tire what's the word? Tire temperatures and brake temps and whatnot. All the rally games just have maybe tire wear and brake wear, but nothing about the temps. So yeah, this is a brand new feature and a really pioneering, in my opinion, as well. And made by one dude for a game that is stupid old. I mean, yeah, there are some gaming studios, Godmasters, that could take note of how to get shit done properly. And yeah, there are currently 10 cars in the NGP offline test, NGP6 offline test. There are Citroen C2 R2, there's Citroen DS3 R1 and Citroen DS3 R3. Those are for front-wheel drive cars, and there's also the Renault Clio Williams as a front-wheel drive car in the NGP6 test. And then on the rear-wheel drive category, the representatives are Fiat 124 Abarth Rally RGT and Opel Ascona 400 and the Porsche 911 SCRS Group B car. And on four-wheel drive cars, there are Audi Quattro Group 4, Citroen DS3 WRC from, well, yeah, the 2016 and earlier car, and then there is Hyundai i20 R5. So yeah, there's quite a broad wide spectrum of cars that you can test now with the NGP6. But yeah, enough of the talking, and let's try to compare NGP5 and NGP6 on the driving feel, so you guys can get a bit of a feel on what this whole thing is about. But yeah, let's hop on to a stage firstly with NGP5. Yeah, first up we are here on the stage of Humalamäki with the DS3 R3, and just to compare a bit on yeah, the behavior of the car and especially the grip levels on some specific braking points. For example, this one up here, we brake as the ruts begin and we make the corner quite comfortably yet. And yeah, the default setup is rather good in here on this one. And yeah, there's quite a bit of thrust in the car as well. And yeah, obviously it feels logical and neutral and intuitive with this car, as I've been playing with this physics the whole time when I've been playing Richard Burns Rally. So yeah, it makes sense. Here's another pivotal braking point. We brake at the crest and we make the right-hander, also the left-hander very, very comfortably. No issues whatsoever. And yeah, didn't quite obey the notes. And yeah, that didn't really matter, as the setup systems here in the setups already and dampers in this car is really advanced, so you can pretty much jump anywhere you want and it lands perfectly, more or less. And yeah, final few corners, and then we will see the finish line and the time for the car, and that is 1:52.11. And yeah, that's the NGP5 run done. And next up, let's head out with the NGP6, with especially paying attention to the 2 or 3 pivotal braking points, and then let's see how it compares to the time of the NGP5 time as well. Now we are here with the NGP6, and yeah, another thing that I've noticed that you can now control the car earlier in the start than before, and there was a slight increase in the speed at the Pohjanmaan Opisto sign there compared to NGP5. I looked it from the replay of the previous one, and yeah, for this one I feel like we could brake even more comfortably into the corner with the same braking marker, and despite the default setup having way less brake pressure in here in NGP6 on this car, there's like a 3000 kPa difference between the brake pressures in the front in here and in NGP5, and again felt that it was slightly more easier to brake to that corner as well compared to NGP5, as in there will be more, or at least for now it seems that there is more grip here in NGP6, and yeah, gravel is really beautiful to drive now, as the cars have a bit more grip, as I've heard that the previous iteration of gravel isn't maybe the most realistic of all times, as in that there could be a bit more grip. But yeah, there's a lot more confidence in the car now, as there's that knowledge of having grip. Just beautiful indeed. And let's see how our time compares to the previous one, which was 1:52.1. We beat the time by 3 seconds. That's a fucking eternity on such a short stage. Damn. But yeah, it seems like that the cars have more grip here on NGP6, at least on gravel. And yeah, as I said, there were quite huge differences in the setups between the different NGP versions. In NGP5, the default setup for this car, for example, was way stiffer, and as I said, there was way much more brake power. But I think one of the reasons why the brake power has been decreased for this car is that so that the brakes wouldn't overheat so rapidly and whatnot, since you have to take that into consideration now as well. But yeah, that was the first test done. Next up, let's head to some longer tarmac stage, preferably with a bit of gravel in the mix, with the rear-wheel drive car, so we can compare those two next. So yeah, let's move on with the video. And here we are at the start of the Liptakov stage, and yeah, this is an interesting one as we are in a rear-wheel drive car on tarmac tires trying to get out of the gravel uphill start. So all kinds of tricky. And it took us 14.5 seconds to get to the first tarmac part. Let's memorize that for future reference for the NGP 6 run as well. But yeah, this car is such a beauty. I feel like an idiot that I haven't driven this car much before, because holy balls, this is amazing. Utterly brilliant. As we almost overshoot into the hairpin. Let's go to second actually. Yeah, there's some understeer in the car, probably from the setup, and some oversteer at chosen points as well. Yeah, beautiful car to drive all in all. Love it. And another pivotal point here, we will start braking as soon as we hit the ground from this jump, and we quite comfortably still make the corner, although we go maybe a tad too deep into the corner, so that's bad. And there's heavy understeer there, as you can see, very well. And yeah, overall car feels really good, even on the default setup. And now we have another point of interest coming up as we are heading to the gravel section of the stage. And yes, we're still packing the tarmac tires, so yeah, this is interesting, this uphill bit. Even more so, what's going to be interesting is the downhill bit, as we need to brake here some bit to make the corners, but we can't brake too much because the tires are so wrong for that surface. So we will lock up easily there with too much braking. So yeah, it's interesting to see if we can make it any faster in there on the NGP 6 version compared to the NGP 5. And yeah, there's that one thing I'm not a fan of, and that is how the cars kick a bit to the side when you upshift while on throttle. But yeah, this car wasn't meant to be driven as a sequential, so that makes sense as well. And to that chicane we had a braking point at the trees, so that's interesting to also compare to all the newer physics run, as we are heading towards the end of the stage. Less than a kilometer to go, and one more gravel section there on the stage, but not last still. But yeah, kind of hard to come up with anything. Oh, that's a hefty cut, but nah, who gives a shit? But yeah, it's tricky to say anything really, as this is the first run and I don't have a comparison point yet. So yeah, but we're through with the time of 4:10.8, and yeah, it was really slippery all the way until the end. And now let's head back to the start line, but with NGP 6. And now we are here at the Liptakov stage with the NGP 6, and yeah, it was 14.5 seconds that it took us to make it to the tarmac part. now it took us 13.5 seconds. So yeah, there's definitely more grip here on this physics version, even on the wrong tires on a surface as well. So yeah, I personally welcome that feature very, very well, because I hated going to gravel with tarmac tires in the previous physics iteration. And yeah, this one didn't have as drastic changes to the default setup as the DS3 WRC had. I mean, yeah, this has also lesser brake pressures, but not by much. The changes were less than 1000 kPa on here, on this one. And yeah, it feels that the lockups are just as present on this physics version as they were on the other one as well. And as you could probably see there, yeah, pretty much no change in the comfortability of making the corner there. But yeah, this default setup is a bit more oversteery, but also the understeer has decreased slightly. So yeah, it's better in slower corners, but maybe a bit more unstable on the faster corners. So yeah, there's some setup work to be done. And another interesting part, as we head back to gravel, we almost spun here on the right-hander last time, and no issues whatsoever. And yeah, it just feels that there's so much more grip, and the braking also is easier now, despite having the wrong tires as well. So we got that going for us, which is really, really nice. There's pretty much a constant tire screech. So I don't know if it's just all the time wheel spinning, or if there's just some issue with the sound levels and effect levels and whatnot. But yeah, this is really, really tail happy, and we made it a bit more comfortably to the chicane as we brake from the same braking marker as we did on the NGP 5. So yeah, there's a definite increase in grip. I don't know if it's is it lateral or whatever, but yeah, the back and forth grip, as in acceleration and braking in straight line, has improved in my opinion. Oh well, the grip there during those things have increased quite a bit. So yeah, we might see some new world records on some stages that have been introduced during the current physics model. But we are actually slower this time around, despite being faster on gravel. We lost 6.5 seconds on there. Some of them were driving, but not all of them. So yeah, it's interesting that it is actually faster in the older physics configuration and the default setup. Obviously, there's a setup difference, and that needs to be taken into consideration, and how different driving styles match different default setups and whatnot. But yeah, to be honest, I'm a bit surprised by the fact that we were slower with this physics configuration despite being faster on the gravel sections. So yeah, but yeah, we have one more test, and that is a snow stage with a front wheel drive car. So yeah, let's head on there next. And here we are at the Mitterbach stage with the Citroen C2 R2, relatively powerful front-wheel drive car. And yeah, let's see how this goes, and then let's do again the same run with the NGP6 as well and compare the two. I don't know if I think there might be a few pivotal braking points as well, or like clear necessary braking points, like this one here, just at the high point there of the crest, and we braked there and we made the corner still quite easily. And yeah, this is a flat corner, at least here on NGP5, pretty much regardless of the car. I've done it in a Fiesta, I've done it in this, I've done it in a rear-wheel drive car as well. And that tree is our braking marker for this corner. That is a really tricky one, but we made it. And so far so good. No surprises really. And here we need to brake again on the highest point of the crest to make the corner comfortably. So we can compare that on the NGP6 run as well. And yeah, now this is just flat out the rest of the stage. A few more corners. Well, this one actually. And we are through with the time of 1:39.8, and now let's do the same in NGP6 and then again compare how it felt. And we are here at Mitterbach again with the C2R2 now in NGP6. And yeah, the default setup is really bad with this car, so I think we're gonna lose this battle also. As yeah, the roll bars are really stiff, way too stiff for this stage. They are stiffer than a penis after taking Viagra. Not that I know of, but anyway. And you know, despite slowing down more into the corner than on the previous run, we still had trouble staying in the corner thanks to the shitty roll bars. But yeah, just like on the others, especially the front brakes have less pressure in them compared to the NGP5. And again, having to slow the car down a ton more to make the corner. And yeah, also the setup has changed so that this one has way less rake in it, and the car is pretty much evenly balanced when you're looking from the side, or at least it should be. And again, really slowly through there, or that's at least how it feels. You have to hook the ditches as well in order to make the car turn. And here again you can see the car just won't turn. Horrible roll bar settings, but even despite that we are 2 seconds faster here, which is again an eternity on such a short stage. But yeah, it's interesting, especially since as it feels that the back and forward grip, I still don't know what the name of that is, feels a lot better than in NGP5. But yeah, despite the diff being less locked, this car felt that it launched a bit better and especially stopped a bit better. So yeah, that's quite interesting all in all. But yeah, that's our tests done, and now we need to do a bit of a final roundup before we can finish off the video. And yeah, those are the tests done. And yeah, to sum it up, it's there's more of that back and forth grip that I still don't know the fancy word for, but it's really tricky to estimate if there's an increase or decrease in the sideways grip, as the setups were so different between one another. the physics mods. So yeah, there's that. And yeah, setups as a whole will be requiring a whole new rework. Yeah, old setups don't work for the most part, or maybe at all, probably. And yeah, there's also the telemetry tool, which we didn't go into this time around, but I am pretty confident that I'll take a look at that later on another video. And yeah, I'll leave the links to the NGP 6 mod test or whatever. I'll link it to the description. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Thanks a lot again, Worker Bee, for being such a great influencer to the Richard Burns Rally community, keeping the game alive, keeping the community alive, and whatnot. So yeah, I truly believe this is another step towards for Richard Burns Rally to be the ultimate rally sim of all time. And yeah, that's all for now. Fuck. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you guys again later this week with a VRC and ABR Dirt 4 Club. That's all for now. Thanks for watching. Bye.